Hello, grade 8 students. This is day 22 of your STP Mathematics 3A lesson series. Hope all of you have done your formative assessment by now, and sometimes you might have received your marks. I know that I have missed a few of the lessons, and I have conveyed the reason for that. But again, this week onwards, that is for the from the November month onwards, you will be getting the lessons as usual. And even though I have a few missed lessons, I thought to start from the topic you are doing in the school by now, and whatever the missed lessons will be uploaded before the term end exam. So first we will focus that what you are discussing this week after the formative assessments, that is simultaneous equations. Children, when I'm explaining the simultaneous equation, I'll give you a brief explanation about the background. So far, whatever the equations we had, it's like this. X plus 3 equal to 10. You have only one variable and you find the x value like this, and you get the value x equal to 7. Or else sometimes you have 2x plus 3 equal to 15, and then you keep 2x here and 15 minus 3 and 2x equal to 12 and x equal to 6, right? So then the first one, it's kind of a very simple one, and the second one, it's a little bit advanced than the first one. But in both the examples, we had only one variable, that is one unknown value, that is x, right? But when we are talking about the simultaneous equations, children, we are dealing with two unknown variables, right? Two unknown variables, so two variables, right? For an example, let's say if I write something like this, x plus y equal to 5. You have the x letter and you have the y letter, and when you add them together, it gives you 5. We don't know the value of x and y. X can be that it can be 1 plus 4, it can be 2 plus 3, it can be 3 plus 2, it can be 4 plus 1, it can be anything. We don't know, right? That here we do have two variables, right? So then just an equation with two variables. But to become the simultaneous equation, you should have another one. Let's say 2x plus y, right? Equal to 8, let's say. Something like this. Now you have two equations simultaneously with two unknown values, right? We are going to solve these two equations which we have, simultaneous equations, where we have two equations and we have two variables. And we are going to solve these two and we are going to find the value of x and y. That is what we are going to do. Initially, you might feel that you can't understand anything. Only thing you want to understand initially, the difference between the normal equations we learned so far, the linear equations, and the difference between these. So here we have two variables, two equations, right? And we are going to solve them and we are going to find the x and y value for the variables. And we have a few methods. But in your textbook, they have discussed about the elimination method. Don't worry about the name. I will explain why we name it as the elimination method. So we are going to learn about the elimination method. Children, when you have these kind of things, the very first thing you should do, you number the equations. Number 1 and number 2. You number it. That's the very first thing you should do. Okay? After that, you want to write down the coefficient of each variable. What do you mean by the coefficient, children? If you have the 2x, so this 2 is what? Coefficient of x. right? And sometimes you have just x. What does this mean? It is 1x. In that case, 1 is the coefficient, right? 1 is the coefficient. Now you just tell me, what are the coefficients of x, letter x? 1 and 2. What are the coefficient of letter y? 1 and 1. Why? Because we know when you have just letter y, it is 1y. So then the coefficient is 1. If you just have x, we know it is 1x. The coefficient is 1. And then if it is 2x, it's easier, no? So likewise, what is the first step you are doing when they have given two equations like this, the simultaneous equation? First you number the equations. Then you find the coefficient of the each letter. Here that if you come across with something like this 1 and 1 or 2 and 2, 3 and 3, simply the same coefficient, that letter will be eliminated, right? Eliminated. Elimination is this. Still you can't understand, I know. Don't worry about it, okay? You can pause the video and you can copy down later, right? You know that how you want to have your notes. I will just continue. Then we decided to eliminate y, right? And then we see what is the sign of the coefficient. Here it is plus 1 and plus 1, right? We check the, I will write the step. We check the sign of the coefficient of the eliminating letter. Eliminating variable. What is eliminating variable and how you decided it? You just look at the coefficient, and if you come across with a letter which is having the same variable, the same coefficient, you select that as the elimination letter. By any chance, let's say both of them are having 1, 1, 1, 1. In that case, it's up to you. You can decide whether you are going to eliminate x or y because both of them are having the same kind of the coefficient. But here you should select y because the 1, 1, the same coefficient. Then after deciding the elimination letter, we check the sign of the coefficient of the eliminating variable, right? If they are equal, like above, if they are equal, that when they are equal, that we have two options. One is plus and plus. That is one option like above. And the other one is minus and minus, right? If it is that something they are equal, what we do, we subtract the equation. Don't worry if you can't understand. When we are doing 3 examples, you will realize that what to do. We subtract the equations. First, you just understand equations. Let's say the next one, if they are different. If they are different. How? It can be either plus and minus, or you see the minus 1 first and then the plus 1. Then what we do, we add the equations. We add the equations. Up to this, that is the theory you should know. First, you want to understand what are simultaneous equations. Here we do have two variables and we have two equations. First, we number them. Then we write down the coefficient of each variable. X 1 and 2, y 1 and 1. When you come across with something like this 1, 1, 2, 2, the same coefficient, we decide to eliminate that letter. By any chance, both the letters are having the same coefficient 1, 1, 2, 2, something like that, you decide which will be eliminated. You can pick one of them if both of them are in the same situation. Here that we can select y because y is having 1, 1, 1 and 1. That means the same coefficient. After deciding the eliminating letter, you check the sign of the coefficient of the eliminating variable. Here it is plus plus. If they are equal, like above, plus and plus, or minus and minus, we subtract the equations. If they are different, maybe plus and minus, or minus and plus, we add the equations, right? So this is the theory. You can pause the video and write down. Now I'm going to do 3 examples. So this is the first example. I'm going to have 2x plus y 2x plus y equal to 8. X plus y equal to 5. You number them. You just see now I'm following what I explained little while ago. I number them and I write the coefficient 2 and 1 and I write the coefficient 1 and 1. I can eliminate this. So this I eliminate, right? After that, I can check the sign of this, plus 1 and plus 1. So that means we need to subtract because we have the same sign. Need to subtract. Okay. Then here you can subtract, you can do 1 minus 2 or 2 minus 1. That doesn't matter. No hard and fast rule, but be practical. When you're subtracting 2 from 1, it's easier, right? Because 2x, 8 are bigger than x and 5. Therefore, what I do, children, I just write here 1 minus 2. Then the first equation I write 2x plus y, subtract, open the bracket, x plus y equal to 8 minus 5. Then I write 2x plus y minus x minus y 3. Plus y minus y we can cancel. Y, the positives and negatives you can cancel. Now always when you are writing the second equation, children, always write it inside the bracket, right? Then you can simplify the bracket. Negative times x, negative times y, negative y, and positive y and negative y you can cancel. 2x minus x, it is x equal to 3. Now you find the x value, right? X equal to 3, comma, consider equation 1 or 2. Here I take equation 2 because it's easier, it's a simple one. Consider 2 to find y, right? Then I write x plus y equal to 5. And then I write y equal to 5 minus x, y equal to 5 minus 3, and y equal to 2. Now we are done. So then I write therefore x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2. That is done. Hope all of you are okay with this, right? So earlier with the theory, I explained up to this. Need to add or subtract. Here we decided to subtract. Why? Because the coefficients, they do have the same sign, plus, plus. And then you want to decide whether it is 1 minus 2 or 2 minus 1. No hard and fast rule, you can go for either method. But here I select 1 minus 2 because that 1 is having that kind of higher value. It's easier for me to do the subtraction. And 2x plus y I wrote and subtract or minus. Inside the bracket you write the second component x plus y. Then 8 minus 5, 3. And then you can simplify the bracket. Negative times x, negative times y, negative y. Okay, so then we get 2x minus x, it is x. This is how we get, right? Then we will move to the second example, right? Second example. 4x plus y equal to 6. 2x minus y equal to 0. First step I'm doing, number the equation. And then I write the coefficient 4 and 2. And y 1 and 1. So that means we can eliminate this because you have the same value. Eliminate. After deciding that, you write what are the values, plus 1 and minus 1. Can you remember the rule we copied down, children? If the signs of the coefficient of the variables are different, we add, right? We add what? 1 and 2, right? Then how do you write? You write the first part, 4x plus y, add, open the bracket, 2x minus y, 6 plus 0. Then I simplify the bracket, 4x plus y plus 2x minus y equal to 6. Right? Positive y, negative y. You can cancel. 4x plus 2x, it is 6x. 6x equal to 6 and x equal to 6 divided by 6, x is equal to 1. Right? If x is equal to 1, then what we need to do? X equal to 1, right? And we consider what we consider. That here that we can consider question number 6, let's say. Sorry, question the equation 1, let's say 4x plus y equal to 6. Consider equation 1 to find y. So then we write the first equation, 4x plus y. 4x plus y equal to 6. If you want to find y, 6 minus 4x. So then the y is equal to 6 minus 4 times 1. So then the y equal to 6 minus 4, y equal to, okay, then we can write, therefore, x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2, right? Then the third example type, we just see, I will give you something like this. 4x minus y yeah, we went wrong. 4x plus 5. Oh no. Elimination method. We have. Okay, so then here they have not given the answer. Then we have this question. 4x minus 5 minus y equal to 10. X minus y equal to 1. Use number this 1 and 2. Okay. Then we write down the coefficient 4 plus 1 and y 1 and 1, and I eliminate this. That doesn't mean that always we are eliminating y, right? So then y, that we have -1 and -1. When you have the same sign, we subtract. Right? So then subtract what? Here I take 1 minus 2 because the 1 values are bigger. Then the 4x minus y subtract x minus y equal to 10 minus 1. Okay, 4x minus y subtract x minus y. Then I simplify the bracket, 4x minus y minus x plus y equal to 9 and negative y and positive y. Then the 4x minus x, it is 3x equal to 9 and x equal to 3. So then here you can write the x is equal to 3. If x is equal to 3, we can consider one of the equations. Here I will take the first one or the second one. It's simple. No? Consider 2 to find the y value. Okay, find the y value. So that is x minus y equal to 1. Right, it is 1. Then I bring this 1 to this side and negative y to this side. Now x is 3. 3 minus 1, it is equal to y. Y equal to 2. Y equal to 2. So then you can conclude it. Therefore, x is equal to 3. X is equal to 3. And y is equal to 2. Okay, children, we'll discuss the main type of question and how we can attend to them. And you can go through this and you want to use the same method. Sometimes you might feel that so many steps are there, but you do it like this, so then your answers won't be wrong. Okay, children, we'll meet again next day, and your homework will be copied down. If you want to do question number 11, 12, 11, 12, 11, 12, these three, 23, 29, 32. So then I have given 5 questions. The first one here, it is in page 121, right? Page 121, question number 11 and 12. Page 122, 23, 29 and 32. Okay, children, we'll meet again next day. Till then, stay safe. Bye.